The top hitman had just walked in the door when his client called, warning him his identity had been blown and telling him to get out of the house fast. Panicked, the client tossed the phone aside mid-sentence. The Jackal knew something was seriously wrong. He rushed to his hidden room, only to find more than half the money gone. Clearly, his wife had taken his stuff and split. He grabbed the remaining fake IDs, passports, and cash, ready to make a run for it. But by then, Bianca and her team were closing in, step by step. Inside, his brother-in-law Hammered drunk heard a commotion at the door. Stumbling over, he flipped on the light, only to run straight into Bianca. A burst of gunfire erupted, and the brother-in-law dropped to the floor. The shots caught the Jackal's attention. Without hesitation, he cut the power, then vanished into his panic room. Using the backup power inside, he watched every move outside. Bianca searched cautiously. Glancing down, she spotted a photo of the Jackal on the nightstand. Finally, she knew what the top hitman looked like. She vowed silently, this time, she wouldn't let him get away. Eventually, she reached the study. The Jackal caught sight of her figure. She searched but found no trace of him. Little did she know he was hiding right behind the mirror in front of her.
In the play of light and shadow, one in black, one in red, foreshadowing a fight to the death.
But Bianca didn't spot anything amiss. She turned and headed elsewhere. If the Jackal wouldn't show himself, she'd have to flush him out. Bianca set off the alarm, forcing him to move. He had no choice but to leave the panic room, grab his weapon, and fight back.
Arrête Crossair landait dont Bianca essaie.
Her teammate saw it, rushed in to pull her out of the way, and took the bullet instead, accidentally gunned down by the Jackal. A fierce gunfight erupted. The Jackal pulled back and vanished again. In the pitch black, this was his house. His knowledge of the layout gave him a huge edge. Bianca only wanted one answer. Who did the Jackal work for? Who was really pulling the strings? But little did she know, he did it all just for himself. His reply let Bianca pinpoint his location, but by then, the Jackal had circled around behind her via a secret passage.
Bianca crumpled to the ground.
In this fated showdown, the Jackal came out on top. He fled the scene in his car, calling his wife. But she'd taken their son and wasn't answering. Then a truck slammed into him. Months later though, a handsome man turned up on the street again. He walked up to the woman who'd hired him, leaving her stunned. She couldn't figure out how the Jackal had survived. But she was just a subordinate of the client, and she'd been double-crossed too. So she didn't hesitate to tell him who the client really was. The Jackal nodded in understanding. The man who'd ruined his family and career, he had to die. He rose to his feet, officially setting off on his quest for revenge.